Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing,
Hello,
bada boom. Well,
hello
what's going on?
YouTube,
Hello, the tubes. How's
and
it going?
hello Harley.
That's me.
That's you. It's
Oh,
it, it's good. It's good to talk to you because we haven't actually had a call like this week, have we? You've been a busy boy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but it's
no.
fine.
Yeah, for those watching, me and Frito, it's called trying to have like a couple calls a week. Um, and we GNAG it up, which is
Yeah.
and GNAG's our slang, right? GNAG is gang rearranged. Um,
Yes.
so we GNAG it up.
We gnag, gnag,
Gnag,
gnag.
gnaga. But yeah, and we have it this week, so we're gonna gnag it with you guys. Gnag it, however you want to say it, and with Daniel here as well.
Hey,
Me and Daniel
Danny.
did a little gnag this morning. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
you
heard
did.
he heard that I was doing the tanuk.
Yeah, you're like your version of the Elmo song,
What
basically.
is this? Oh, is that the like the Sesame Street thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
Harley song.
You two are like do you know the bald fellas on Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At the end of the show, right? That was
yeah,
great.
they're all
That was
wisecracking.
marvelous. That was okay. That sucked. Boo! Get out of here. Yeah, I love this too. Yeah, they are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's going on? What's
Um,
going on?
I want to say cheers to the weekend.
Oh, very good. Starting early. Starting early. How you feeling? It's a sprint weekend in the F1.
Yes.
Bought
Yeah.
Harley to death.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
I
I
love a
loved.
sprint weekend.
I love these sprint weekends.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I know they divide opinion, don't they? I love it because it means,
Mm.
on a normal weekend, you get qualifying on Saturday and then that's it.
Mhm.
And then really
Exactly.
the action's on Sunday. Whereas you get a tease of qualifying on Friday,
Yeah.
you get qualifying and a race on Saturday and a
Yeah.
race on Sunday. It's like a whole
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
and it gives, in my opinion, I think that because it's different, it gives like other teams more of a chance as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love it because I love Max, but I mean I wouldn't mind seeing somebody else win
Getting a
as
bit
well.
boring. Lewis has
Yeah,
done well the last few weeks. Lewis has been driving really well.
Lewis is being a brilliant chap. Yeah, yeah.
Reminds me of the sort of the Sebastian Vettel Red Bull days because it was
Mm,
always like Red Bull, then
yeah,
Lewis.
yeah.
Like
That's it.
yeah, Lewis has always done a good job of, and the same with Max actually. The great drivers always do, but Lewis has always done a good job of being, if he hasn't got the best car, being the next one that hasn't got that car. So you can
Mm,
really see it's him, and he hasn't really had that mojo the last
yeah,
sort of 18 months. Whereas you can see the last few races, he's coming out on top of everyone that hasn't got a Red Bull. Well, they're saying that
yeah.
even on top of everybody apart from Max, right, with a Red
That's
Bull. So
right. Yeah.
if they're in the same car, it'd be a great fight, wouldn't it?
It would be, and it's great because I think he got his contract extended as well, right, for 5 years.
Who's
That's
that?
what that Hamilton.
2 years.
Oh,
2 years.
it's 2 years. Okay,
He's nearly as old as me. I think he's 38. So
he's
uh,
nearly as old as us, Danny.
as ours, yeah.
Yeah,
Forget.
yeah.
Sorry,
The 1984 crew.
the
Yeah.
1984ers.
Yes.
Is F1 that's a boomer thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Basically,
Okay.
no, it's not a boomer
let
thing.
him believe that. Let him believe that.
It's blowing up. It's blowing up.
Oh.
Is MDB an F1 car? If not, moved on.
Nice. Yeah, Martinga, if you can secure that for us, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm not here to listen to this.
Wow.
So I need some sun desperately. We're going to book a holiday.
Nice.
We need to obviously we were going to go in the summer, and then it was going to be September, and then it was going to be October, and we've decided end of this month.
All
Hook or
right.
crook, we are going on holiday. I'm going to get a tan.
Where do you know where yet or?
think we're looking at Cape Verde actually.
Oh,
Yeah, we're looking at Cape Verde. To a place strangely enough that we've actually is exactly a hotel that we've been to before,
oh, really?
it's just optimal in terms of weather, time on a plane with the kids, and
Hmm. You're going with the whole fam then. That's cool.
yeah, I thought, seeing as I haven't taken them on holiday all year, like me going, I finally booked a holiday for me. See ya.
Yeah, bye.
I need a break from you lot.
Yeah. That's nice. Cape Verde, is that Italy?
No, no, no.
Ah,
It's
okay.
do you know like where the Channel Islands, the Canaries are?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
it's if
around
you just
there.
carry on flying south, it's
Okay. Oh,
about
that
another
is
hour south.
wow.
So
That is a pretty
yeah,
long flight though. That's like 5 hours then.
it is. But you want some
Yeah.
sun, you want some
Yeah.
vitamin D.
Yes,
You
you do.
gotta you gotta do it. I'm just saying, in the summer, I always carry color because of running and stuff, and
Mhm.
I look blue. Like I'm blue. I'm literally turning blue. I'm so
No, you're
pants.
not.
Yeah, yeah. Please start talking about business. I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk about
All right,
business.
Grimmy Moss.
You come
Then
to me on the day I'm announcing my vacation, and you ask me,
To talk
what?
about business.
Why
Why
don't
would
you,
you disrespect me so much?
well,
Grimmy?
we can get into business, but let's say what's up to everybody.
Yeah,
V S Soccer. I always say the Z first. S Soccer, what's up? Real Hope. BLT Strong, Funk Master,
Who's here?
Martinez,
Comment if it's
Lisa.
your first ever time on this AMA format, which it
yes.
used to be Friday Farm Frenzy.
It's good to
Big
see. It's like
buses.
29 people are on YouTube right now, which is an amazing amount. So don't forget to like the video, ring that notification bell, do
Yeah.
all that stuff,
So
so you'll know.
who's first ever at Watch Me Nana? You talking shit?
Nah, which me nene is lying through their teeth.
Been there, done this.
Uh,
HFV. What does HFV stand? HFV is like something you need to get some cream for that.
it's probably high
No,
Foxify value.
no, HFE is what's it
You want to get
called?
them. You want to get them frozen off.
No, it's not curable, but it's not a death sentence. You know,
Oh,
screwed up
Marble.
Texas and El Marble.
El
Really?
Marble's no virgin. He's an absolute.
Yeah, I
He's an
was gonna
absolute
say I've
player.
seen him here before.
Yeah. I don't know actually. Is it? No. I'm trying to come on. So no, with no first timers, but big numbers though. Big numbers. Nearly
Maybe
30 people.
maybe Grimmy. Because I don't recognize Grimmy. Do you?
Yeah. Who?
Grimmy Maz 884 or 8884. He might be new.
No,
I don't know.
Shane, no, it's not. I don't think we
no.
have any newbies, but we have some in not a long timers. I
Is
think
Virgil is in the house? Is Virgil here?
he's asking.
Maybe as an alias or so,
An alias.
an
Um,
alias.
an alias. Um, yeah. So big rewards paid out today. So um, you should, if people go and check
I
the
will.
Phoenix Fire Club NFTs,
They paid out.
should be a little bit of a bonus on there due on the next drop. Have a look.
I'm gonna check because I didn't know this yet. See, it's good that I'm joining these
Right, it's good that you're
AMAs.
here, Frida.
Yeah. App.mdb.fund, everybody. Connect that wallet.
Have a look. Let's have a look.
Personal wallet. Nice. Yes, I like it. I like it.
We got some-
I
I like. Now you are my wife.
like.
So PFCs, I'm gonna sort of talk about a few things head on. So Phoenix Fire Club NFTs. The great thing about them, if they're not paying out a lot, it means they're retaining a lot because they actually retain the tokens. There was a few bumper months earlier in the year, so I don't think Patrick's here, but Patrick did some analysis and Phoenix Fire Club NFTs paid something like, don't hold me to this, but something like 60% of their value, something like that, because the token price had gone up so much from when they'd been deposited in there. It was a very high amount, considering they still retain, I think 26 million tokens or something like that in them collectively. So I think PFC is always a bit of a lose-lose, because people forget the good months really quickly, and the bad months. But if it's not paying much, it is retaining a lot more, sort of longer term. So it's not like and if it pays out really quickly, if it paid out loads, it would also mean that the retained value is reducing. If it was paying out crazy amounts, it would be reducing exponentially at the same time. So why is Fredo stuttering so much? So who's Shane Sterling? Who's that in there? We had this before, didn't we? Was it last week? Is it mine and I?
It could be. If I'm stuttering for anybody else, then Shane, I'll rejoin the meeting.
Yeah, and I'm sitting like this. If I look like I'm, like a disinterested member, it's because it's absolutely freezing in my office. It's really cold. I've been working downstairs all day, and then I've come upstairs and neglected to realise that it's absolutely freezing upstairs. So I'm like,
you don't have a heater or something. Like an electric heater, or like...
No, we do have like central heating. It's just that we haven't had the heating on. Like we've got 2-level heating, and we haven't had the heating on upstairs because we try not to put the heating on where there's no people.
Yeah, I understand. That's the way I do it as well. By the way, for the first time, you said like this, like 26 or 27 million tokens in the PFC, right? I was like, but there's only 12 million tokens. So it's the first time that I didn't realize the MDB started out with like 1 billion tokens. So it's the first crosswire in my head.
Yeah. So look, PFC's got a little bit of a boost today. The Infinity Yacht Club also paid out today. So if you go and check that out, and not that many people are holding on to those now, but that's been paid. No heating to pay, keeping money for the MDB burns. Exactly. Just been burning paperwork. But and also there was a couple of 100,000 also paid into MDB 90 today as well. So little bit of a bump in there. So and I thought it'd be good we got to address. There's probably 4 topics. 3 topics are put in the announcement. There's probably 4 topics to kind of put sort of front and center. And guys, just hit us with questions. There's a great question there from Craig. Did you escape the storms and the flooding? I did escape it. To be fair, it was in like it did kind of affect the south of the country, but it was really extreme in like a really small, well, big land-wise, but basically nobody is there. Certainly in the winter, no one's there. It's where a lot of people go in the summer, and so it's okay.
Cornwall, maybe.
It was down in Cornwall, which November Cornwall is not a wash for people.
True.
So the death count has now hit 0, and but thanks for checking in. If you want to ask any questions, like go for it. 4 topics. So first topic I wanted to talk about, because it's we're like really, really busy at the moment. We're probably in one of those phases where it looks like it's like a lull, where there's not a lot going on. And when that's happening, it's normally because we're doing a lot of stuff that you can't see, actually. And that's actually not completely fair, because Fredo's like an absolute machine, and he's always on it. He, without fail, comes and does the quizzes, checks in the morning when he leaves. There's
my incredible MDB family.
Yes. My incredible MDB family, exactly. So
that is what they are. That is what you are. Yeah.
And let's be brutally honest, right? Fredo could come in. Fredo could work 23.5 hours a day. Everybody could be in the chat. We could be handing out back massages for free. But if the chart is down, then all of a sudden, the cracks, every crevice is investigated. People are like, "Oh, what's going on?" And if the chart's up, we could be brazen criminals, but no one would care because the price is pumping and it's okay. And the scrutiny obviously comes, naturally when the price is down. But I appreciate it can feel like a little bit of a lull. and it's we built momentum with MDB a number of times, right? And if I'm brutally honest, if you look at this year, if we'd had Foxify launched as it should have been completely in June, both sides of the platform, then we were in a great spot. Yeah, we've done a lot of marketing stuff. We pulled things together just at the right time, and the management at the time was really, really good. Naturally, I say naturally because it always just seems to happen. We've ended up in a bit of a challenge from a development point of view, and that just sucks your energy, right? That sucks your momentum. And in this industry, liquidity is the most important thing, and then the second most important thing is momentum. And if you have liquidity and no momentum, you just lose the liquidity anyway. So the two together are super important. But it's clearly been really challenging. Our sort of our vision is aggressive. What we've built is big, and I think what we're seeing now is we have to accept that. Let's be honest, when we started sort of like putting things together in February, it's been 2 times that amount of time now of what it should have been to launch. Now, I'm not saying that as if it's happened to us, because I'm the boss, I take responsibility, it's on me, but it's also on me to fix it, right? And I can't fix it by dwelling on the things that I can now not control. I can't go back and change decisions that were made. I can't retroactively bring back momentum that was here before that we lost. But what we can do is build momentum again, and we've got a lot of resources at our disposal. We've got a lot of resources actually that we've already sort of scheduled and paid for, and we've got a commitment of a lot of KOLs. But you need the base to build on top of. You'll notice. Let's be completely frank, right? We've got Foxify as a platform in terms of the vision and the breadth of the platform. Really important part of our marketing is affiliate system. We're still waiting for the final bugs to be resolved on the affiliate system that should have been live in June. That's how much money did we spend on the affiliate program, building up people, building up awareness. I'm just being completely frank, right? And these things are just they're an energy and they're a resource and they're a momentum drain when they happen. We've still got one trading pair on the platform. Now, adding trading pairs isn't a huge job to do, but clearly, after what's gone on in the last sort of 4 or 5 months and lack of progress on things, we've made the decision to make significant changes in the background. So we're hiring people, we're making changes. We're going through sort of like a reset, if you like, because there's no point in tipping water on dead flowers, right? And that's probably a little bit extreme, but you need to put the bed in there. There needs to be solid soil, and then you need to seed that, and then you need to nurture it, and it's going to grow. And too many times we've had the sprouts, and then it's been trampled all over. So what we need to make sure now is that we get the sprouts, and all we've got to do is look after the plant, and we've got to give the plant the best environment then to grow, and make sure that the momentum carries up in one way. Because when you keep going back to ground level, it's really painful. So yeah, just to address that as a team, whether we like it or not, MDB and Foxify's future is there is codependency there, although there is zero risk of the two not surviving. So we don't have to worry about that because of the really responsible way that we always do things, design tokenomics, the efforts and the inputs that people make to make sure that we always get by no matter what. But we do need to kind of get to this point where we've got this sort of foundation that we know we're not going to push momentum and then just get dragged back down again because we think something is going to happen on Friday or Monday, and then Monday becomes 2 weeks, and then a month, and then 3 months. So we need to take away that risk. We need to take away those problems, and that's the process we're going through at the moment. And that naturally creates like a little bit of a lull. Now, it's not an ideal situation. I wouldn't, probably some of the stress that the team's been under in the last few months. I wouldn't. Well, there's probably a couple of people I would wish it on, to be honest, but there's very few people that I would wish it on. but we are here, and actually this week I feel pretty good because I can see now, rather than we need to fix this, I can see that the base is now starting to take shape. And I think next week's going to be a really big week for us because we're going to be reaching that point where we can start to pivot in terms of our plan, and we can start thinking about upwards trajectory and not worrying about, okay, well, when are these issues going to turn around? So we're in a much better place now. We've been, as MDB, we've been in much better places. You know, probably one of the things, I'll be honest, one of the things I find pretty frustrating is people saying in the chat, yeah, but things are pumping. Why isn't MDB? Fuck, MDB was pumping like 99% of the time last year, and other stuff wasn't, right?
Yeah.
Some things pump, other things don't. Sometimes things are going well for you. Everything you touch turns to gold. And sometimes everything you touch doesn't go your way, actually. And you have to learn from those. You either, as my friend always says, you're either earning or you're learning. You have to make sure that you're learning and you're getting better in the times when things aren't going your way, and that's where we are. So, you know, I appreciate there will be other things where they're in a better spot, or they're newer, or they're pumping, or whatever. But you know, it's not like we haven't you know, been in that position far more than most projects do in their whole lifetime. So like, you know, we feel it completely, but that's where we are. So so we're going through, you know, a bit of reflection period at the moment, because I think what we need to do is find a bit of simplicity, and we need to find momentum to build on top of what we're doing. I think with Foxify, it's become pretty clear, actually. We're confident in terms of what we need to do as a priority, which is a game changer. We're focusing a lot of time and energy, research and development on in terms of roadmap on the prop layer. Now, when the more research we do, actually, and the more we understand it, the more bullish we become on that, the more we understand the behaviors and the opportunities and the way it can work. We're super confident. We're very close to securing more funding as well for the organization, so we feel very confident that we'll be in a position where we don't have to keep looking over our shoulder thinking, is there something that's going to destabilize again, or we're going to see another delay with this or that. We just, you know, in business, clarity or you know, some sort of clarity in terms of where you are and where you're going and what you're going to get is really important. And we're in that place, and I feel like super bullish around the opportunity that we've got with Foxify moving forward. Even in the extremely short term, we've got some stuff going on that's super powerful. With MDB, what we see is that we need to make a decision in terms of moving chains. And BUSD, we've got officially the final time will be February 2024 with Paxos and BUSD. Binance are already starting to sort of remove support for BUSD, although in a decentralized world that's not so much of an issue. I think if you wanted to be like a real risk taker, actually, BUSD has price predictions that it's going to grow in the future because people believe that it's going to appreciate because it's not being minted. But you know, that's like a super risky play. So we've established that we need to get off of BUSD, which is integral to MDB Plus, and we also need to be closer in terms of sort of like chain alignment with Foxify. That's been quite slow because we've been talking to different foundations and trying to understand what's the best opportunity. And then we also need to think about, well, actually, if you're going to push a new D app, and you're going to push, if you're going to refresh something, then actually, what does the whole picture look like? We've got ourselves, into a position where it is quite complicated. You've got an old 30 staking pool, a new 30 staking pool, a 90 staking pool, the farms, Infinity Yacht Club NFT, PFC NFT, token, MDB Plus, Phoenix Plus. It's complicated, right? It's way too complicated. And then you bolt sort of Foxify as a sister organization alongside that, and it's just very complex. So it's not an easy puzzle to unpick, but it is one that we're looking at, mindful of the fact that we need to think about, well, what chain do we really want to be on? long term? How does that align with Foxify? And we definitely need to get away from BUSD, and we want to simplify the picture actually for ourselves and also for investors as well. So that's a process that we're going through at the moment that requires lots of research. If you leap in the wrong direction, then it's a painful journey back. So we're taking time to do that, and we should be in a position where we can start communicating much more sort of clear details on that in the next 10 days.
All right, nice. Yeah, that immediately maybe like invalidates HFV's question. Like he's asking like what's happening next week. Is that regarding Foxify, Mdb, or both? So basically, just hang on for a bit longer. We'll explain when the time is there.
What do you mean? Sorry, what was that question?
Yeah, the question was what's happening next week. That's regarding Foxify, Mdb, or both. This one.
What's happening next week?
Yeah, that one.
That question came when you said when you were talking about Foxify, and you said next week would be a big week, get a lot of clarity.
Yeah, no, it's a big week for us in the background in terms of us resetting from a development point of view. So we've been restructuring, hiring resources, and we should be over the hump of staking, and then in a place where we can start moving forward rather than worrying about things that are holding us back. So it's more in the background structurally with Foxify. Because as an organization, you need to get to a status quo, and then you need to be able to looking at moving forward rather than, everything you communicate is about why something that should already be here isn't here yet. And that's it's not helpful. It's basically impossible to build any momentum from there. So that's what I was referring to.
What do we have? Mdb going to ARB, missed the start. It's up for discussion. Random Arts is Shibarium. Well, you let us know when Shibarium has support for projects joining their chain, and then we can have a conversation.
Yeah. You can't. We definitely, one thing that we learned this with Foxify, and even actually, I won't. I think I've shared before. You have certain expectations once you move sort of higher up in this industry, and those expectations not always met. I think one thing that we will never do is build on a chain where the chain can't even be asked to talk to you.
That doesn't work.
No, because chains will make promises, and they'll dangle carrots, and they'll get you to do stuff, and then maybe delivering the carrots is a little bit harder than it was to dangle it. But if they won't even court you to when you're available, when you're ready to go, it's like the first week with a new girlfriend. If she's getting on your nerves, then it's going to be rough in a couple of years' time. So, and the same with guys, I'm sure. But Shibarium is like I think there's a great opportunity there, and it looks good, but you can't. You want the support of the chain. You want exposure. You need to know that they've got your back and they're happy to see you there. One of the reasons we built on Arbitrum was because with Foxify was because they were, they were quite aggressive. Nice to see some of the talk turn into walk, but they sold well, and they showed enthusiasm to get you to build on the chain. Much more enthusiasm than anybody else actually. Whereas people like Shibarium, if I'm completely honest, they didn't even respond. Don't even come back to you. So.
And I think on Arbitrum, we had a lot of possibilities as well, right? The things that we wanted to implement, it could all be done on Arbitrum.
Yeah, and 80% of Arbitrum is trading platform, TVL, and volume. So that's it's a bit like if you want to set up a bar, you put it on the street where all the bars are, right? Because that's where all the drinkers go. So
that's right.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at the questions here.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, that's some pretty good faces for Martinga right now. You guys' reading faces are great.
So I love you guys and transparency, but when a project loses momentum, there should already be revenue to support the price. Hope to see some progress. We've bought back $2.3 million worth of Mdb in our lifetime. Grimmy Maz. So I think you've always got a question of the team, right? And I think we have a lot of people who support us. Not everybody likes us, but that's okay. That's life. And then there's a question of, well, how does this project deploy its funds, and is it aggressively trying to directly help the people that hold the token? And that is there was I don't think there'll be a project that exists anywhere that's ever put that much as a percentage, when you look at the scale of our project, back into it. Quite frankly, if everybody wants to sell, then we can do the right things, but we don't always do the right things. We haven't got everything right, but I look at that number. You won't find anyone anywhere that has put proportionately the sheer amount of buys that we have back into the protocol. And yeah, so I think and today we just bought another 500,000 tokens today. I think in the last 4 weeks, I think we've probably bought north of 25,000, or certainly in the last 5-6 weeks, $25,000 worth. Everybody that you see here, we're basically volunteers at the moment. No one's taking money from MDB's pot, and so the time that we put in here with MDB is because we're passionate about the people and the project, and we care about it, and when we've got an opportunity to inject capital, we inject it for the benefit of the holders. And price action is dead. Yeah, it is. I don't, if you look at what we've done big picture in terms of numbers, you'll find it hard to beat that. And you look at what we've done over the last 5-6 weeks, we can do the right things. We can't make people appreciate it.
Yeah, so wind pump, green dildo. People want the but it's a system built around the burns, right? So when we buy currently, it's usually met by a sale, right? Of which 15% then goes into circulation through rewards or other burns or things like that.
Yeah.
So every buy has this added 15% impact to it when it's met by a sell, and it also returns it to the price before, right? Which means the next buy has the same impact. The momentum is that people, like, there's how many hundreds of like significant investors here, like people not holding dust, and how many are actually active outside of showing up after 4 months to complain in general chat, knowing nothing about what's actually happening, right? We're making more money than we've ever made. We're doing more buybacks, like with what we have, and people don't care about those things at all, right? It's not fundamental. So that's why I said liquidity and momentum are the two most important things. But if we don't get the momentum and we can't turn it around, the system still works. So
it does.
It'll just take won't take necessarily a longer time. It's just for people who've seen the moon. It'll take quite a long time of people who are done selling to essentially become exhausted, run out of it. So you'll be down to believers and people not paying attention, right? And those people not paying attention are like the lucky ones, right? Imagine set and forget, and like 4 years you come back and your D bank is worth $50,000, $100,000. You're like, what the hell did this come from, right? But yeah, too many nervous Nellies. Yes, this entire space of cheats. It is hard though. We're not. By the way, we're not dismissive of anything price related, right? We've never been. We ride the highs, we take the hits on the lows. It is an investment, so nobody likes to see it low. All we're saying here is the math and the realities of the situation. But we can't. If we the trust fund is worth more than the market cap, but if we took that entire thing and dumped it in there, it would be sold into, then the project would actually be dead. It needs to be managed, and we can't do that by just because people want it, right? Left here is not symmetric. Yeah, it's because there you go. I always keep one off so I can like hear myself, so I'm not yelling, because I'd be sound much louder to you guys if I had both of them on. I like to pretend like I'm like a DJ too. DJ Mdb in the house. I'm sorry. Yeah. Any more questions here? I think there's a lot of newer folks that don't really understand the fundamentals of Mdb. 4 months out, where's my money? Yeah, basically. Yeah. Any more questions, guys?
Yeah,
Mdb fundamentals. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion by Breach.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think one thing that we recognised and one thing that we're talking about as a team at the moment, and we recognise that if the fundamentals were enough, then we'd be pumping now, and we would have been crashing August, September last year, and we were doing the opposite, right? So we recognise that the fundamentals are important, but we also recognise that on top of it, you need momentum, and we're committed to finding that momentum. I think, but the problem is it takes time, effort, resource to build momentum, and if you, it's a bit like, you know, it's a bit like trying to light a flame with no oxygen. It's gonna go out. It's gonna go out, and the difference is you go out, but your candle's even smaller, and so you know, we of course we have resources at our disposal where we can make the chart look pretty for a few days if that's what people want, but like Harley said, that would put us one step closer to being in a place where we know that we can ride anything out.
How about maybe we could use next week's AMA for a fundamental session, or like a fundamental update? Would you guys like that? Because I can schedule that in.
Yeah, I don't know who you're asking.
Like the audience, like you,
the crowd,
everybody. Yes.
I'm okay with it, but yeah. So in VIP yesterday, there was some conversations around gravity, and gravity is huge. We've had probably one thing we need to do is maybe ping out the gravity bounty. Almost every single gravity that we've done has come from a community referral, actually. Cool. So like credit, and it's, you know, the most successful projects in DeFi are ones with very active and supportive communities. So yeah, and gravity is, I think without gravity, last year wouldn't have been the way it was for Mdb for sure, which has contributed to us buying back, millions of dollars of volume have come through initiatives like that we've driven. And yeah, we definitely like to see more. It's very hard to have that conversation when your chart looks quite sorry like ours does at the moment. And I think part of that is the momentum loss between June and now, and we recognise that. Part is, I think you also as a term, you talk yourself into a recession, and people can all. If I'm honest, like there was a big whale that sold, and I'm pretty sure I have a hypothesis that whale, they're always in DMs and everyone's having their conversations and stuff. I'm pretty sure that individual didn't say, do you know what, I think this team's shit, I'm out of there. I think they went around and they heard what everyone was saying, and they realised, well, people are going to be quite negative, and then maybe this is going to start to translate into sentiment and the price, and yeah, we've been, quite frankly, we've been on this phase of our journey for twice the amount of time we should have been, and it's but we can't do anything about that now other than just look forward, make sure we've got a decent platform, and make sure we have like momentum to move forward. And there's a good question there, which is, how are you feeling about the current daily volume on Foxify? It was a bit higher before and it's come down. And again, this is, you can't, you have to build volume and users systematically. And we, there were things that we were doing systematically, which is supported by the platform. When you're going through like a transition with the product, we can't be as dynamic. So we want to, it's funny, Harley and I were just talking today about a new trading competition. It's not something that you want to do by forms, and it has to be on the platform, very visible. People land, they see it, they can engage, and we're just a little bit of time away from being able to be dynamic with the platform in the way that we need to, and then pushing these things that do push new users. I think the prop trading element will blow up. I honestly think we get that right, and I think we absolutely blow up. I think the more research you do in the industry, we have a proposition which says you can get funded in 7 days. You start earning from day one because you trade with real money from day one. And if you make money with that, you're making money from day one. No KYC, and you can be a funded trader within 7 days. And that's a huge proposition. It's a huge proposition. And we've got, as I mentioned, we've actually got a backlog of KOL content that's owed to Foxify at the moment, that we're not pushing out because, again, you just got to build some momentum. So no, I'm not. So to HFE, I see a very I see a comfortable path to 5 to 8 million a day volume for us in the next couple of months. So yeah, and I'm very, very confident about that. I think we've got things that we've proven, we've got marketing tactics that we've used, we've measured, we've seen the results, but we know we just need to get over this development hump, and then know that we're going to come down the other side of the hump, and all we're going to do is build up speed and not hit another hump, and then all of your energy gets sapped as you're trying to pedal to get over the next hump, and then you've got to start again. And that's why. So it doesn't faze me. I would like more organic volume and more people using the platform, but you have to be honest, right? Is my problem today that if there's 500k a day volume? No, because I think we have a really good hypothesis. Well, not even a hypothesis. We have a really good blueprint for generating new users on volume, and we've got a strategy to deploy. Our problem is that we have a platform that still has some bugs that need to be resolved, and we've got one trading pair on it. So I'm not worried about the volume until I fix the first bit, and then we've got that beautiful, nutrient-rich ground that then we can grow something long term, and that's
the garden.
We're just we're digging out the dirt. Let's be honest, and having to replant the seeds.
Life's a garden. Dig it.
Yeah, life's a garden. Dig it. I love the mention at the beginning. At the end of this screen, at the end of this stream, we'll all be botanists, right?
Yeah. I like the question. When is Motorius going to win the $500 monthly? I think. I wonder who Darren Morris is.
Who would that be? Maybe they doxed him.
Stroke Harley's beard. I can't. If he was above me. So I think we're in a bit of a weird phase at the moment. We have had a few, just back to West Easy's question, we have had a few gravity opportunities where, like, one, I think the person's here, somebody introduced, they didn't really want to do it, and what can we do? We can't make people.
You can force them.
Yeah, you can't force them. So. Yeah, a lot of good questions though. A lot of good questions. Let's go off. Most tokens have a 10x to liquidity ratio. I'm pretty sure we'll reach that at the beginning of 24. Yeah. We all know we want that 365-day pool. Thoughts on Foxify token price action? Disappointing, obviously. I think it's, we've set it up to be super strong in terms of the opportunity, but then we haven't helped ourselves by, we're pushing, and then we're having to stop from a development and sort of like pushing things out point of view. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity now. The circulating market cap is ridiculous, and we go over this hump, we start building momentum, and it could be a super interesting time, I think, for people that see the value. And it's always difficult. It's very difficult to see the value when something goes down, and that's why some people do that, and they accumulate in those phases, and then later on they're super happy. So it's a bit disappointing where it is at the moment, but we haven't helped ourselves with things like staking being delayed, and again, like we have acquired 11,000 Foxify tokens. I can share that, and we've got much more to acquire to distribute as rewards. But like today, we hope we're going to have staking live today. We can't, we're not in a position where we can start to load up all the numbers and get everything ready. So it's clearly going to be Monday, and just on staking alone, we would have lost momentum 3 times in the last 3 weeks if we hadn't been patient and just sat back. Okay, if I could go back in time, if I could do something differently, we could have saved a huge amount of energy. But you don't plan for the challenges that we've had to face, but we are dealing with them. So I'm honestly, today I feel very good, and I feel like next week is going to be a super good week, and then every week's just going to get better after that. So yeah, I can see what's going on in the background, and I feel pretty good. A lot of comments today.
Yeah, we had 40 people in here. It's now 35, so it's really busy. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good question. So you were here earlier, HFE. So I said that we're assessing internally. We're talking about, okay, well, we can we have good fundamentals with MDB. Actually, the last 30-40 days we have very enviable fundamentals, but we recognize that on top of fundamentals, you need to drive momentum, and we need we need a clear strategy for doing that where we're not going to then lose momentum very quickly, because that's the painful part. Cool. How's Alice? It's a good question. Has anyone seen Alice?
I think she DM'd me at 2 a.m. the other night.
What? 2 a.m. your time?
Yeah, no, it would have been her time. But I got very worried that like something was wrong, right? But it was on like Telegram, and like the only times I've spoken to her really like are on Discord, right? Yeah. And I was like, this got to be a scammer, right? Then I looked in the chat and I saw like everyone had been hit by a fake Alice.
Yeah. I did see her like pop up in our Foxify AMA on Tuesday, right? Right.
Yeah. That's because we were meant to be going trick or treating with the kids, and
see.
Basically, that was her way, right? Rather than being in my DMs, which she knows, I'm not looking at my DMs if I'm on a call. So she's like,
"Daddy,
I'm gonna stand here because you know." But it's funny that when that happened to you. Do you remember I said to you, Harley, that I had a scammer messaging me, asking me for some money that was pretending to be Alice.
Oh wow, that is cool.
And it was like 11 at night, so I was like on my phone, just sat in bed, and Alice was asleep next to me. Or was she?
Oh yeah.
Maybe she was somewhere else scamming. But yeah, no, that was
like a side hustle.
Epic scam fail. They're like, I'll pay you right back. I just need it really quickly. So I was doing the whole have you yeah, but we have a code word, the Sukon password, and I was trying to like tease them in, but they weren't biting at all. So I was quite disappointed. I was like, you need to tell me the password, and they were like, yeah, I know it, but I'll just, and I said, look, the Sukon password, right? Just tell me it. And yeah, obviously they were smart enough to not say, well, what's a Sukon, because
probably do research like
yeah, or maybe they thought if I ask what is it, then I'm not really Alice, so I should have thought I was trying to turn the situation to my own comedic advantage, but I've had my personal emails have basically been relentlessly attacked by bots trying to crack my passwords. Something that's never happened to me previously. It's got to be crypto related, right? It's got to be people think if I get his personal password, I get in there, I'm going to get on his machine, or I'm going to get information.
Yeah, I've got everything. Yeah.
If anyone is wasting their time, like literally everything is under multi-sigs, and it's an absolute but you can see actually somebody's using a bot and a VPN, and they're trying a password on my email accounts numerous times. Yeah, the Sukon password.
Sukon. These nuts. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay, front man. He's swooping in. Any other questions? What are you guys doing the weekend? I missed, because today was like a lot of intense questions. I always feel like this session, there's a lot of people here that don't come here very often, but this session I really enjoy, because I always feel like it's kind of like chilling with the guys at the end of a week. So yeah, let's do some light-hearted stuff. So what are you guys doing at the weekend?
I'll start off, and like in 2 hours time. Yeah, it's 2 hours time. I'm starting off with the Dungeons and Dragons session with my friends. Always,
it's all happening.
Yeah, and then I have my scouts, of course. Tomorrow we'll have like the
to play Dungeons and Dragons. Do you still have to be a virgin?
No.
I've never heard that before, and you're gonna die.
There might be little Fritos running around for all I know, but they've never told me.
Yeah, there are no virgins in the Netherlands over the age of 9.
No.
No, actually, guys,
no comment on that.
Frito live streams his D&D. I went to one, and I talked to one of the people when everyone left. Frito left, everyone left. I was just having a conversation with when they were like explaining it to me.
And we do it in English as well, so it's perfectly understandable, because it's cool, because we have the crew, or like the party that we have. It's part Swedish, it's part Italian, it's part Dutch. So yeah, it's a nice get together. So that's what I'm doing today. Tomorrow scouts, and Sunday I'll probably just
what a great mix.
Yeah.
And the Swedes are like quite measured people, and then you've got like the Italians are like but a bullshit, and then just flip the table.
Boom! Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I always look forward to that. Yeah. And the race, of course. And
I'm only joking about the
I know you are.
The Virgin Easter element. But
it used to be like that for sure.
Yeah, I've walked past some Warhammer shops, and I can smell the virginity like oozing out of
it. Danny's like, I was just kidding, but also I wasn't. Like,
you can just smell it. It's like, and it's not. They're not the good virgins either. They're not the 50 virgins when you get to the Holy Land. They're big hairy men virgins.
The Marquis is taking care of the kids. Wifey is off to the Netherlands. Good choice of your wifey, and maybe playing a game.
Oh, nice.
So cool. Yeah.
So your missus is off to the Netherlands.
Tough one, man. We're here for you.
That's not good. That's not good. The Frito Meister's prowling.
How about you, Danny? What are your plans for the weekend?
So Alice has plans tomorrow. So well tonight. I'm gonna drink some beer
Nice.
and watch the F1.
Mm-hmm.
Probably after 3 or 4 beers, I'll probably shout and swear at the kids, and then
Oh.
me and Alice will have an argument because you shouldn't talk to him like that. He's only 4, and I'm like, I had a job when I was 4, and so that'll be tonight, and then tomorrow Alice has got. I'm doing long run in the morning, so I've got a 15-mile run in the morning,
Whoa.
and no doggy run tomorrow though. I'm meeting some mates, and then we're going, and then Alice has got plans. So I've got the kids all day actually, and I'm seeing my eldest daughter as well tomorrow. So I'm like kidded up, and
Nice.
and then it'll be F1 City, obviously, come the evening.
Heck yeah.
Again, it's just same process. Get some beers, watch
Yeah.
F1, shout and swear at the kids, la la la.
Rinse
Just
and
same
repeat.
process. And then I do the same again on Sunday. That's what I love
Yeah.
about the sprint weekend.
That's lovely.
I
Yeah.
get 3 separate days to abuse my children.
Oh my
It's-
god.
I'm only joking, but you know,
Yeah.
if Max wins once more, it's
I mean, for this year, it doesn't matter anymore, anyways. So, yeah.
it's what was that? 3 to 4 beers.
Rookie numbers.
It's a 12-pack of Stella on the car. I've gone off Stella a little bit actually. I used to like Stella. I'm a bit of a San Miguel man nowadays.
San Miguel. That sounds
it's
wow.
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Exotic.
yeah, no. I to be honest, 3 or 4 beers. I think it's 3 or 4 beers is it's basically like having 1 beer in the UK. All day drinking session. So that will be Leeds in Guatemala, right? I guess. That'll be Leeds in Guatemala. For compliance purposes, we 100% are not marketing crypto to anyone in the UK. So,
that's right.
very, very happy to hear that Leeds in Guatemala is going to be lighting up at the weekend.
Congratulations, El Marble.
Yeah, like that.
Good shift.
Nice.
This is New York Marathon on Sunday.
Yeah, I thought it was in. For some reason, I thought the marathon was in September, October. But I thought about
they'll probably come running by your house.
They don't come to my house.
Okay.
Have you ever been and watched the New York Marathon?
No. I think I've been around when like it stopped my traffic. You know, like I got stuck because of it. But that was the extent of it. I did have a thought the other day because I was actually thinking about the marathon. And by the way, happy birthday, buddy, to my fellow New Yorker. So I was like, it'd be a good goal, a good fitness goal for me to stick to. Because I need more cardio.
Everyone can do it.
I was I can try next year.
I think that's the problem. Is people hold up the marathon like it's hard. Don't get me wrong. But it's just a process. It's just a process, and everyone can do it. I think everyone should run a marathon this weekend.
I ain't doing it this weekend. I can walk it pretty fast, but
a marathon that is like 42 kilometers, right?
Don't set Harley off. That's it. He's 26.2 miles.
Yeah, see, I was gonna get to the math. It's 1.6. All right, I know the calculation now. Right.
26.2 miles a marathon. Yeah. But the guys at the front are like mega fast. They're running like
in an hour.
World record pace now is something. It's ridiculous. It's like 4:30, 4:20.
You may have noticed by looking at me that I'm not Kenyan, so I won't be in the first heap. Like I'll be like, I'll be in the last heap.
A normal, fairly healthy, fit person would struggle to do 1 lap of the track, 1 lap of a track at the pace that those guys run a whole marathon.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you just blow out for 400 meters. You just do everything. You just run.
And they're doing it.
You're a normal person that isn't training, obviously. you would, yeah, and they're just jogging along like that.
But are they like completely naked at the end? I reckon so, right? Or is it just leisurely? Like
Yeah, I thought you did too. I was like,
naked.
yo, I've been.
That's the
missing out on-
Amsterdam Marathon. By the end,
Naked.
you just gorged out on pancakes and smoking, and just dripping in sex workers.
They're called
They
prostitutes.
don't call it, they don't call it
They're
the
called
finish line.
prostitutes. I like the way, like excuse
Don't give
me.
them dignity. Don't give
Yeah.
them dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you please not be PC in front of me? They're
Yeah.
called prostitutes.
Yes. Thank you.
They're called whores. No, they can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's I've been to Amsterdam a number of times. I have so many funny stories from my first time in Amsterdam. So many funny stories that I definitely can't put on YouTube to be available for life.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah, Elmar was right. Yeah, they literally sprint for 26 miles. Yeah. Little fact, Elmar, I've actually run 4 marathons, which I tell everyone about. And on all of them, I've run under 3 hours. Actually, all of them under 3 hours. That's my little claim to fame.
That is
You only tan so well
amazing.
because you're 5% Kenyan. Yeah.
What?
Basically, I get like Lance Armstrong was on the EPO. I just hooked myself up with Kenyan blood, straight in both arms. And side effect is that you tan better.
Yeah.
I just sunburn.
Cape Verde. Woo.
So, are the women tall in the Netherlands? That's an out of the box question.
Yes. Yes. Most women are taller than I am.
5% Wakandan. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's the Black Panthers from.
Oh God, sailing close to that line.
Mm-hmm.
Even the midgets.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Back to Farm Frenzy.
We're 5 minutes past.
Yeah, I've got a quiz to run over at Telegram. So yeah,
Nice.
it's time.
Get in Foxify Telegram, guys.
Yes, join us there for a chance
Cool.
to win 10 Foxify tokens.
Catch
And
you in a bit.
have a great weekend, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Bye bye.
Cheers.